Solitary confinement is something that needs to be banned in all jails. It's a form of torture to lock a person in a cell for 23 hours a day. People need social contact. Uh, Solitary confinement originally started out as like a religious punishment in a sense. They would uh, lock people up and force them to read the Bible, and somehow it got transferred to prison use.
City Council has passed legislation to ban most uses of solitary confinement in its jails on Wednesday. The City Council voted in favor of the measure in an effort to make jails more humane. The new law requires all detainees to receive at least 14 hours outside of their jail cell every day. New York City Mayor Eric Adams, however, says it will make jails more dangerous for inmates and staff. He's vowed to veto the
Uh, Eric Adams needs to be removed as mayor. He is a rapist and raped a person when he was a sergeant, and it's no surprise that he's going to be against the banning of solitary confinement. He probably enjoyed using it as a torture method on prisoners when he was a cop.
bill despite its overwhelming support. NPR criminal justice reporter Meg Anderson joins us now. Meg, good to have you. So talk to us about why Mayor Adams is against this measure, why the city council is so in favor of it. What are the concerns here?
Yeah, so the mayor has kind of given two reasons for why he's against it. A spokesperson for the mayor told me that it's going to foster an environment of fear and instability, and it'll make correctional officers there less safe, as well as detainees. And there's some merit to that. A 2020 report from the Department of Corrections did show a rise in violence in the jails, but as public advocate Jamani Williams.
Okay, did any of those reports report any of the violence stemming from the guards and officers themselves? Because there is a lot of violence uh, done to prisoners by the police, and that's usually covered up.
Has said, that has been happening with solitary confinement. And so it means that that's not working and it's time to try something new. The other thing that the mayor has said is that the New York City jails have not used solitary in years. And that seems to be sort of a matter of semantics. Advocates say that instead they call the mayor and the unions representing the correctional officers have called it punitive segregation, and that's just solitary by another name.
Well, but there
Yeah, no matter what you call it, if you're locking a person away for majority of the day, it's solitary confinement.
are some instances in which the city's jails would be able to use solitary confinement, even if this measure was able to be approved and Mayor Adams didn't veto it. Explain those areas in which solitary confinement would be allowed.
Yeah, so they've left some instances when it can be used. That would be a 4-hour de-escalation period. For instances when someone has been violent or there's a risk of violence. But they've really tried.
That can still be easily abused by the officers. All they would have to do is accuse the people of wanting to fight or something and throw them away. Cops will make up anything to abuse their power.
Tried to mandate, or the bill mandates that detainees have to be outside of their cell for 14 hours. So the uses are very limited with the new bill. And I should say that the proponents of the bill say that that's really important because
What is the use of shower cages? I'm assuming they would put people in a cell and then spray them with water.
solitary, there's a lot of evidence that it's really damaging, right? It increases the risk of PTSD, suicide. People in their first year out are more likely to die. So there are very human reasons why limiting.
Yeah, solitary confinement is torture. There is a big reason why people who have been put into solitary confinement end up having trouble when they get out. because yeah, they're suffering from PTSD and their brains have changed to such a point that it's harder to deal with society. Uh, that is not a way to like reform people if you want them to, not commit crimes in society.
Its use is really important.